Alright, got the rocker arms off, all that good fun stuff. Working on the side cover now. Need that in there for this job. Looks like I got clips that are supposed to hold the oil line for the oil pressure gauge. I really have to put it back together. Well, thing is, the oil pressure gauge is a plastic line on the non-factory gauge, so we'll have to figure out what we're going to do about that. Oh yeah. Yep. Almost there. Oh, there we go. Huh. That one was enough. I'm trying to do, look at that. I don't know if that's factory or not. That's an awful lot of brazing on the inside there. And there's an awful lot on the outside, like, I don't know. Put that over there. We'll wait for now. Oh yeah. Gee, I wonder why there's leaking oil everywhere. My guess is when we pull those rod caps and pull this motor down, there's a real good chance this thing's never been apart. If it was, they didn't do nothing. It's been a long time. Let's see. Got to drain the oil. Kills me that there's like no safety wires. There's no pull-over locks. None of that on those. But she don't look too bad in there. And battery light's blinking at me. I'm about to quit there. I do think I'm going to go ahead and try and get... Nah, yeah, I got to take that off. I got to take the... I can take the big bolts loose. Leave this one and this one. And maybe leave the manifold gasket or the manifold on. That'll keep the heads together until I can get it off. But I ought to be able to get all the big ones off that will actually hold the head, this adapter and the head down. I don't see any cracks or breaks like we had on the 302. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna keep piddling. I'll be back. All right, so that one's gonna come out one piece. Oh, just trying not to drop those down the motor. We got all the head nuts loose on top of this adapter thing. On these smaller motors, they have a single piece rocker arm deal, rocker shaft, single piece valve cover gasket. So what they do is they've got this cast piece here that bolts down to the heads, and then it also is clamped down with the head bolts. And there's a gasket, you can kind of see it there sticking up. There's a gasket that goes between this adapter and the heads, and then the head gasket goes on top. If you go back and watch 302 videos, we actually had a crack somewhere back here, and it was pouring oil. This one's leaking up here, it's leaking here, it's leaking down here around these base gaskets that are hot. Everything just looks like this engine has not been apart ever, or if it has, it's been a long time. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and pull all these nuts and washers off. Over here, my super secret peanut can holding tool to parts holding tool device thing. With any luck, I'll not have a brain fart and I'll decide, yeah, that's too freaking heavy to mess with tonight, and we'll just quit there. Or I'll be normal me, and that one wasn't quite near loose enough. It was loose enough, but wasn't as loose as the others. I may go ahead and skinny screwdrivers, wedges, something, at least break it loose. So if my son gets some free time, or if I phone a friend that cares, I don't mind getting a little dirty, we'll try and get these lifted off. Oh, that one's a little tight. We're sneaking up on New Year's Eve, holiday weekend. I gotta work tomorrow, Wednesday, but I got Thursday off. Actually got actual Thursday off from work. And then I went ahead and put in for vacation time to take Friday off, so I got a 4-day weekend coming. So, but we're hosting a party Saturday night, so for all of our camping friends and stuff. So Saturday's kind of shot for me. Anyway, it'd be a lot quicker if I'd just got the blue tool that goes ugga dugga. But if I do that, then that's, you know, that's not as much fun. Oh, come on, torque fingers. There we go, almost. But I think I'll get that one. There's just too much stuff on the threads on that one. But I think that's the only one left that's not loose-ish. That one, the whole stud's got to come out, which the only deal, we'll just pick it up out there. Come on, work with me, left hand. I know you're not used to dancing like this, but here we go. Da-da-da. And we'll drop the dirty nut right into the... It's all right. I about got Dad convinced, but we ought to run the heads through the head shop and get the valves looked at and stuff. We'll have to get that apart at some point. Other than, what, 3 washers? That's it. Oh yeah, she's stuck tight. Let's go over here. All right, battery died. I don't know where I was at when it quit, but I know where I'm at now. As you can see, there's a gap right there. Gently driving a couple different, starting off with some really thin screwdrivers. I was able to get the heads popped loose, and I was able to get Mr. Big Handle pry bar in there, and we are that far. That's as far as I'm going to go, because I still got the carburetor and stuff hooked up on the other side. But tomorrow night, I think heads will come off. Once the heads are off, then we can assess the condition of the cylinder block. Not that it matters, the cylinder blocks are coming off. Once we get the heads off, I really want to get that cart where I've been stacking all those parts cleaned off better. Those 3 metal cans are scrap metal, so I need to get those in a scrap metal pile. There's a mag drill under there that could go away, and then all this stuff that's up here can go in there, and then I can just roll this cart over closer to, you know, kind of up in this area, so that when I finally get He-Man enough, I can just bear hug this thing, pick it up, and just do a little gentle and plop it down on the top of that cart. And then from there it gets easy taking the rest of it apart. Yeah, getting there slowly, surely. Surely's not slow. So anyway, that's where we're at on the 302. Not the 302, this is the Jetstar 3, you big dumb dummy, you know that. But anyway, interested to see what it's got inside for pistons and rings and wear and stuff. Yeah, I need to get a drain pan, and we'll have to drain the oil out. Get us a new oil filter. I should have ordered one of those when I was talking to Welters. Oh well. That's I've got the AGCO part number. I can go have Dad go to the local AGCO dealer down home and get that. But I'm really thinking if that oil line for the oil pressure gauge is just compression fittings, we might be getting some copper line and some compression fittings, and we'll be bending that and putting it back in those clips and running it the way it ought to be instead of that thing running there. But anyhow, I think I'm going to call this one here, stop at this point, wrap up the video so we can get it out on the YouTubes. Yeah, I don't see anything out of the ordinary up here on the Governor stuff. Well, it's a little wacky because I get pressure on the shaft, but the crankshaft looks fine, everything looks good. Yeah, so we'll get the new Governor from Missouri here, and we'll get all that put back together, and we'll get her cleaned up, and probably shoot some brown paint on it from bell housing forward. It'll look a little funny not being all done, but most of that's going to I got to clean it up. I don't want any of the grease and stuff in the way as I'm putting it back together, knocking grease back down, you know, down in the engine. So it's going to get cleaned up real good, so I'm going to go ahead and paint it while I'm got it all cleaned up. Obviously heads and blocks will, you know, when they come back from the machine shop, they'll be spick and span, so we'll paint them. And the side cover didn't hardly have any paint left on it, so we'll paint it. And yeah, we'll just paint up the engine, and the people know we did something to the engine. I don't think the cast aluminum or whatever of the dash panel holds paint very well, because a lot of them I've seen, man, they're like that. The paint's just gone. Anyway, we're gonna call it here. Thanks for joining me out here in the garage. I'll be back.